Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today I will be reviewing Punisher One Last Kill. So the Punisher special just came out, I want to say around 9 o'clock, same time Daredevil did, on May the 12th, I believe. As I'm recording it, it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning, the 13th. And the special wasn't bad. However, I do think I was severely let down and had way too high expectations on this, just being a Punisher fan, of especially what they did with the character already, whether that be from the Daredevil show or the Punisher series they gave him on Netflix. And although the special wasn't terrible, I couldn't help but feeling a little left down because there wasn't a whole lot in it. I was kind of hoping it would be about an hour and a half to dive deeper into this character, give more than what we got. But what we ended up getting was a roughly 40 to 50 minute long special, same as Werewolf by Night and The Guardians. And I'm just a tad disappointed we didn't get more. I'm glad we got something for the Punisher, because I really do enjoy this character. I think Jon Bernthal does a great job portraying him. But at the end of the day, I think it's the wrong format to try to do this on. I would have really enjoyed a movie. And this doesn't really... I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that, because it could still lead into the events of Brand New Day, but we didn't really get a whole lot to insinuate that is what this character is going to be doing during the events of Brand New Day. Just to give you guys a rough summary and spoiler kind of in advance, the Punisher special, One Last Kill, is essentially telling the story of Punisher and what he's been doing, since we last saw him, in Born Again, and maybe a little before that. And it is him finding out that, this crime family, and, the last family associated with his family's murder, the Nucci's, which, if you have read the comics, famous name in the comics in the Punisher story. It's essentially a family group of gangsters from Little Sicily, and they are led by Mama Nucci. And they definitely adapted this storyline from the comics for this special. So off screen, of course, they established that Punisher killed all the members of the family except for Mama Nucci, who then comes in later in the special to say, "You killed my family. Now it's my turn to punish you for what you did." And the special is him trying to kill his way out of, the building he's in, from the people that Mama Nucci sent after him. And as she gets away, he realizes there's this girl that's in trouble. He stops and helps her because it reminded him of his daughter. And I really like that premise. Him maybe eventually after this, stopping what he's doing and then just protecting, daughters from being kidnapped and stuff from these awful people, stopping what happened to his family so it doesn't happen to others, I think is a nice change for the character, and definitely suits him more, gives him more of a purpose. And that's kind of where they could go. It's not fully set up in this special, again, because it's like 40 to 50 minutes long. Still, I thought it was well done, perfectly executed. The guy that played Curtis from the Punisher series comes back in this. Deborah Ann Woll returns as Karen Page for this special, although flashbacks and just kind of like tormenting spirits that Frank sees, all the trauma he's been through. but it was very well done. And the main problem I have for this is, one, that's so short, but two, it feels like it's setting up a Punisher series, which I'm glad, because hopefully that is what it's doing, and we will be getting a Punisher series in the future. Um, but it felt like this could have been just the pilot for that series, and could have been saved for when the series is done, and they could have just released it all as one, instead of it being, oh, well, here's the special. Now you gotta wait 5 years till we get the show made. Um, and but I just felt like it was kind of unnecessary. Again, I'm glad it was done. I'm glad John Bernthal did this with Marvel. Um, but at the end of the day, I felt like it was just kind of thrown out there last minute to get people excited about this, to promote Brand New Day. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that this isn't what he's doing in Brand New Day. Like, he could very well be after someone who knows something in Brand New Day when Spider-Man stops him in that armored vehicle. But I mean, still, it's not confirmed. We won't know until the movie comes out. So, but all in all, I thought it was really good. Definitely worth watching. It's available on Disney Plus. It does also come with a warning before watching, for being TVMA, which I think is odd. They did it for the Punisher special, but not Daredevil, since Daredevil was also violent and very bloody. But there's a lot of violence and stuff in the special, of course, being Punisher. And there's also a lot of trauma. There's also a scene where Frank tries to kill himself. So it does deal with suicide, and there is a message during the credits that says, if you need help, the suicide line and everything. But this is back to sort of like an adult version of Marvel that we've gotten with Punisher before, in either Born Again or, as I mentioned before, the original Punisher series. Other than that, with everything that has been established in this short and everything, I call it a short, but it's more than a short. Just the special that it was. I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I think. And again, it comes from me wanting more and feeling a little underwhelmed with what we've gotten. Because, like I said, when I saw the trailer, I was excited. I was hoping for maybe hour and a half long special that's not necessarily a movie, but longer than an episode of a TV show. And what we got was just the same thing we've been getting, as I said, with the Guardian special and the Werewolf by Night special. It was just a 50-minute short. And like I said, definitely feels like it's setting up something like a show to be done in the future. But all in all, it was still very good. I still enjoyed it. And yeah, so I think that is it for this. A bit of a shorter episode of interview than I necessarily wanted to, but figured I'd go ahead and check out a quick little review just to keep you guys, entertained, since I haven't been really doing anything on the channel recently, me being really busy and stuff. But hopefully that will change, and I will get more content out there soon. But until then, I will see you later.